Hello and welcome to race 9 of 16 here in our Nico Hulkenberg Career Mode Season 1 on F1 2020, and it's the halfway point of the season. It's contract renewal time. I could approach a different team, but I've done really good progress, made good progress, done a lot of work with Racing Point, so I hope they will alright, they will accept my approach to drive for them for the rest of the season. I don't know. We're just going to go with a medium risk. I kind of want to have a bit more money so I can purchase more driver perks. We'll just try that. I think they should accept the offer. That's right. Alright then. And that's what I meant. We could purchase more perks. I purchased the power mapping one, so the engine wear is reduced a little bit, and we're also going to get ourselves some more resource points and then continue to drive the British Grand Prix. Before we do that, quick look at the World Championship standings. In the drivers, it's a 6-point gap between me and Lewis Hamilton. We've won in changing conditions at the Austrian Grand Prix last time out. Third win of the season with the second fastest car that is closing in on Mercedes, not only in the R&D progress but also in the Constructors' Championship standings, where we are just, well, we are a fair way back, but almost 100 points ahead of ahead of third, so it's in our hands and it isn't really challenged. These are the upgrades that hopefully will come in for the race, and yeah, let's qualify. And we're gonna qualify in classic British weather. It's not raining, but it's very cloudy. It looks like it could rain any minute, but not on this lap. Something I also want to mention, I'm gonna stick it out with Racing Point this season, but I'm not ruling out a switch to another team for Season 2. That's why I've been mentioning Red Bull a lot and saying, you know, they've struggled, because my plan was to kind of go with the rumors that actually existed in 2020 with Nico Hulkenberg going to Red Bull in 2021. Which ultimately never materialized. Luckily for him, I'd say. But with the team struggling right now, I don't know if I want to go there, to be honest. So, might go to the regime that is Mercedes-Benz. Or we go to another team, as we're only 9th quickest at the moment. Struggling through those medium speed corners a bit. Well, hopefully it's going better in the race. And across the line for our worst qualifying effort of the season, 8th position only.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position, edging out Max Verstappen, who'll start from P2. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Norris, Gasly, Carlos Sainz, and Leclerc. A Racing Point, Kvyat, Perez, and Sebastian Vettel. Albon, Hamilton, they'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Daniel Ricciardo and Giovinazzi, Grosjean, Magnussen, George Russell, and Kimi Raikkonen. Latifi and Esteban Ocon rounds off the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
Gonna be a soft medium strategy. But man, it's a mixed up qualifying order. Red Bull second, Valtteri Bottas on pole position. Lewis Hamilton has a grid penalty. He has to start from 11th place. The McLarens and the AlphaTauri is really good today. And Renault, really, they're just going nowhere. I mean, they're going to the back and fast. As the lights are on and they're out, and the British Grand Prix is underway. Let's make Racing Point proud. We're based in Silverstone. This is genuinely our home race, not only because we have our home base here, but because this is a team striving on the British license, and from 8th on the grid, well, 7th on the grid because of Lewis Hamilton's grid penalty, we move ourselves up into the podium places already. Great start. Valtteri Bottas, my rival, leads from Max Verstappen, and with Lewis Hamilton in his home race, starting way back in the field, there's a possibility, if we could get a good result and outscore him by 6 points, then we will retake the World Championship lead today. not really able to go the pace that Max Verstappen and Valtteri Bottas are able to go. Lando Norris right on our gearbox. I don't know, the car just isn't there where I would have wanted it to be. We're struggling through those medium speed corners a lot, and Norris has got the DRS. And he will probably challenge me. We got the advantage on the straight line, I believe, but I think his car's just quicker through these medium speed corners. You can see I'm struggling with power delivery and I don't know. Just not where I would have wanted the car to be today. Go a little bit wide there. Got somewhat of a gap to Pierre Gasly in 5th position. But that's about it. Now Lando Norris has got the DRS. He's got the rear wing wide open. We've got the power. He's not really able to go past, but he will hang with us. And I have to drive the wheels off of this thing to just stay ahead of him by some margin. Which, as you can see, isn't the easiest of tasks. So Lando Norris looking to get his first ever podium in Formula 1 in front of his home fans. His teammate Carlos Sainz obviously scored a podium at the Bahrain Grand Prix in the second race of the season, where we picked up the win. And just a lap later, there he goes, Lando Norris into the podium positions in his home race.
Try to stay with him, he might make a mistake. We could still regain the position.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll have the pace to keep over Lando. I'm trying to stick in his DRS, but that's about it. You can see how good he is just on exit, on the corner exit. That's our weak point here today. The exits. The corner entry is fine. The thing is, we brought a fuel efficiency upgrade to this race, so we can run in the rich engine mix for longer, but even then, I'm really pushing. I'm pushing hard to keep over Lando. Especially here for Maggots, Beckett and Chapel. It's just tough. We're pulling away from Sainz behind though, so that's a good thing. That we at least only have to worry about Lando right now and trying to stay with him. That was a shitty corner. Coming in this lap. So I'm going into fuel saving mode. I'm guessing Lando will come in this time around as well, since he's the leading McLaren. So he'll probably get the preferential treatment. And we'll get the DRS on the straight, that's good. And this time I hope that the AI will take a bad strategy call and Lando goes onto the hard as we do a little bit of lawn mowing. And he is staying out. Idiot. That could give me that position, just because he's going to stay out one more lap on worn out softs, and I will have fresh tires. Right. Down the start finish straight we go, and we will come ahead of Lando Norris. Yes! Undercut him there, but he's also on the medium tires, and he's just half a second behind, so it's the same situation from whenever he passed us, lap 4 I think it was, or lap 5. All over again. Okay, it's 1.2 seconds, but still. He is faster than me on the same compound of tires, at least he was on the softs. But for now, we are in the net podium positions. Valtteri Bottas, the net race leader. Max Verstappen has the fastest lap and is trying to catch Bottas for his first win of the season. I mean, so far through 8 races, it's only been 3 different winners. Bottas, Hamilton, and myself. I'm surprised at how well I've managed to gap, to run through the grass a little bit. Some between 4 and 5 tenths of a second. It was the gap to Lando. It's probably going to come down a little bit because now I'm not concentrating as much on driving anymore because I'm commentating, but we are running surprisingly well. Lando has the faster car, but then it's just the power that we have on the straightaways that's really been our saving grace. And our fuel efficiency. You can see I'm putting into lean mix, saving some fuel. Into rich mix we go. A little bit of overtake button, energy boost, and bada boom, bada bing. We're driving away from him and opening up the gap. And through our worst part of the circuit, Maggots and Beckett's and Chapel are managing fairly well as well. Back onto rich mix, a little bit of boost, and he's got the DRS, but he can't complete the move. Also, his teammate Carlos Sainz is catching up. Sainz might be even faster than Lando, but so far, as long as we keep the distance, I think we can defend from both McLarens. We got 10 laps to go in this British Grand Prix. And there he is. There he goes. I've made him work for it. But on lap 18, Lando Norris finally gets back into third place. Let's try to stay with him. Kind of mirror his line and everything. And pull ourselves along with the DRS. So that we may be able to stay in fourth position and maybe have a fighting chance of getting back into the podium positions, but also defend from Carlos Sainz, who is marching in and coming closer every lap. As well as Lewis Hamilton, actually. Worked his way through a whole pack of cars he was in. And is now running 6th position. Desperately trying to keep the podium streak he has in his home race alive. Lando Norris struggled a bit out of this turn. We did so as well, though, so not going to be able to catch him. 5 laps to go in this race. Max Verstappen still desperately trying to catch Valtteri Bottas, but even though these two were in another league today, I feel like Valtteri's just been even quicker. Lewis Hamilton, meanwhile, is trying for 5th position on Carlos Sainz. He's close in on him, is in his DRS window. Yeah, still trailing Lando Norris. But unless he's making a big mistake, or his car decides to quit on him, as the McLaren have a lot this season, to be fair, I don't think we'll be able to catch him. And he is probably going to be able to capture his first podium in his Formula 1 career, as Lewis Hamilton, coming to 4 laps to go, has gone past Carlos Sainz's McLaren and is now in the top 5 in this race. 4 laps to go. And he set the fastest lap. Alright. Lewis is on a mission. We got the DRS and we got the speed. To the inside of Lando Norris, back into 3rd place. Nice. That was very nice. Let's try to defend from him for just a little more. We actually opened up a bit of a gap there to him. Alright. Let's do this. Come on. Lewis Hamilton has gone past Lando Norris and is now hard on our heels, but these two fighting has already given me a bit of time to try and run away from him. And I hope that was enough. I just hope. That was a fun battle, though. That was a fun one. You know, trying to keep him behind me and then trying to stay with him and, you know, waiting just for the right moment to attack. But he is definitely, I think he's destroyed his tires. You know, when I defended from him, like, you know, that's going to destroy your tires. We're behind someone and can't really get past, and you're in there dirty air and stuff. But now we finally, he's gone past me, but then, you know, I was able to keep my tire. That's at least my best guess at what happened. That, you know, his tires were done and mine weren't, so I was able to get past. But Lewis Hamilton now, obviously trying and closing in fast as we come to 2 laps to go to keep the podium streak alive in his home country. Through Maggots and Beckett for the final time. Lewis Hamilton is there. But does he have enough to go past? Let's try and run away from him. Come on, down the hangar straight for the final time. Hamilton is there. We're going to force him the long way around. He's going to go past on the final lap. Come on, can we get him there? Valtteri Bottas wins the race. What a move. Highly illegal. But it's a podium in the team's home race.
Good finish. You stepped up and achieved what we asked. Good job.
Just ram it in there. That's what you learn from NASCAR, but Lewis Hamilton deserved driver of the day. Deserved one this time.
Well, they've done a brilliant job, I must say.
Valtteri Bottas wins the race. Great job, GG. But Valtteri Bottas takes the win. Max Verstappen, third podium for him of the season. We get another podium. Yeah, I mean, it was obviously that last lap that was reminiscent of what I pulled on Valtteri Bottas at Monaco for 5th position. You know, it's a video game. You can do that. Oh, Bottas, Verstappen, Hülkenberg, Dennis Hamilton, 2 McLarens, 5th and 6th. You know, could have been a bit better, but you know, they've done what they needed to do, scored themselves 18 good points. My teammate Sergio Perez from 9th on the grid goes up to 7th. The 2 Ferraris, Sebastian Vettel and Charles Leclerc, have a good one. The 2 AlphaTauris had great qualifying days, but just couldn't capitalize, only 1 point. And Alexander Albon, once again, no points to his name. The Renault of Daniel Ricciardo and Esteban Ocon, 13th and 15th. If we look at the World Constructors' Championship, McLaren now only 1 point behind Renault, and if, you know, the pace continues to drop for Renault like this is going to be an easy 5th place for McLaren. If they continue to have as good results as today, they might even catch Ferrari by season's end. Red Bull definitely needs to have some talks with Alexander Albon, who is now only 10th placed in the Drivers' Championship. 29 points to his name, 15 of those came in the first race in Australia. So he hasn't done really anything, to be honest. 4 points is the gap between Lewis Hamilton and me for the World Drivers' Championship. Valtteri Bottas is 21 behind the top spot, 17 behind me. And with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Dirty move on my end on the last lap, but gotta do what you gotta do. And yeah, hope you enjoyed this one. Have a good one. Goodbye.